Thank you all for being here. It's good to see you guys again, and we just appreciate the support. And I've sort of been on a rampage lately because we've got great basketball in the Sparks, in the USC and UCLA, and we need to tell the story. So thank you for being here, and I'm going to shout it from the mountaintop how good basketball is in Southern California and how important it is for us to cover it. So we need you and we appreciate you. I think it was a good first game. I think I look at the things that I'd never want to have to coach, which is effort, which is selflessness, and I didn't have to coach those things. And we came out with good energy, and that we were always putting the team first. Obviously, there's lots of things that need to be fixed after a first game like that, but I'm excited to use everything that happened in this game as an opportunity to learn and grow. I'm obviously, for Charisma's first night out, to be able to, do what she did, I think is, a great foreshadowing of what you're going to see in the future from her and how lucky we are to have her in a Bruin uniform. But also, I just love what kind of teammate she's committed to being. And I think that starts with Mick. When your best player is also your best teammate and the one that people trust all the time to bring joy and selflessness as well as playing hard every day, people like Charisma know who to follow. And so really proud of the intangible things and the commitment things that are really going to determine our course long term.
Questions? How do you think the other direction played apart from Charisma?
Well, we really only played two, so and Jaden. And I think Jaden, did some really good things. I liked her energy. She's such a bouncy type of player. I liked her aggressiveness to go to the basket, even at her size. I think just, she's going to continue like most freshmen, and I think there's a lot of pressure on Jaden at being a ball handler and a point guard right off the bat. Is going to continue to work on her decision making, and her three-point shot wasn't on like it has been, but I want her to just focus on what did the game teach me, and go from there. So, and I'm really excited to get the other two freshmen healthy and out there, and Bryn, I think she's close to being able to join us, and Cam as well, and we have a really great freshman class, and I think they're going to have really big moments throughout this year.
What were some of the things that you guys you took as positives from the game? I know it's easy to talk about what went wrong, but what are some of the great things that happened out there?
Mick, what are some of the great things?
Like Coach Cori said, I think that we came out with good energy. I think that we executed the game plan in the first half, and like I said, we came out with good energy. We were playing together. We had good spark. Our defensive pressure was really good. I was part of the scouting report, so just following the scouting report and just coming out with good energy.
Coach, Kayla had a big game her freshman year, season opener, and then now to come back and take that huge gap. How hard is it to come back and play like that? And then what did you like on the defensive end that you saw from her?
Yeah, I think she was our second leading passion player for the game. And passion plays are things that don't show up in stat sheets, like deflections, out of area rebounds, all the things that help you win possessions, but maybe don't get a lot of attention. And that's really what I'm so proud of Kayla is that she, I think, came in seeing herself as a shooter, and now she's seeing herself as a defender, utility, pressure, long defensive player, and I think that's a hard shift to make mentally, and we've asked her to do that, and she's really stepped up to the plate. And it's been through some adversity. She actually didn't have a great practice yesterday, and she was frustrated, a little bit down. And so to see her respond and get herself ready emotionally to come in and give, I think her and Kiara Jefferson, to watch their growth over the offseason, that was a highlight for me.
Charisma, can you talk a little bit about the first play of the game, just coming in like that and making an impact right away, what you're kind of feeling?
Yeah, so I was just running the play, but I was open, and my teammates are always encouraging me to shoot if I'm open, so I was trying to be confident.
Were you nervous?
I was very nervous.
So do you feel more confident having this experience and this really good performance under your belt now?
Yeah, and I think it's a lot with my teammates and my coaches. They're constantly encouraging me to attack and just be aggressive, so I think this will help for future games.
Coach, could you talk about some of the defensive schemes you feel today? There was a lot of different presses and manage of defense.
I think that's honestly what we have to be this year is we've got to put a little pressure in a lot of different ways. So we played some zone, and our sort of base defense out of zone is 21 as our press out of that. And And it's not very intricate, but we want to just make them take as much time in the backcourt as we can. And, I think that was effective for us for a lot of the game. And we also, we have some jump defenses that we mixed in there, but we play player-to-player defense about 3 different ways, where we switch all screens and all off-ball screens and on-ball screens, and we did that a little bit. Sometimes we started the game only switching on-ball screens, or, there's a lot of times when Japrice, and obviously she's not playing yet, but when Japrice and Jaden are in, we don't switch with her. So I think a lot of what we're going to have to do this year is keeping other teams off balance, because we don't have a lot of size. And so for other people to find those mismatches, I think we're going to have to create some confusion, and that's going to be an important part of our MO. And the more stops we get, the more we can run, and we're obviously can hide that as well.
On a night like tonight, when the outside shot wasn't falling, would you like your team to sort of press it more?
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. I wasn't very pleased at the very start of the second half and the third quarter. We only allowed 5 field goals in the first half, and then we allowed 10, and most of those, or I think 3 of them, were in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. And I think that we lost concentration a little bit, but we need to not fall in love. I've been talking about what a good 3-point shooting team. Maybe I just need to be quiet because we didn't obviously shoot it very well tonight. But we need to not fall in love with the 3-point line. And we need to get the ball to the paint and work from the inside out. And that doesn't necessarily mean for post-ups. I need Charisma to be, she's one of our best penetrators, and getting her into the paint to kick out. Now that's a good 3, when you make the defense collapse. And I really talked about that with KJ. Don't settle for the 3 ball. They're leaving us open. They're daring us to shoot it for a reason right now. We're not hitting. Hunt for your pull-up. Get to your pull-up. And I thought she did a really good job of that. So, yeah, I think, we've got to find when our 3 ball, everything's easier when you're shooting the 3 rate, right? So we have to find other ways to get high percentage shots. And I thought Lindsay was a big part of that. She was getting to the bracket herself, getting to the free throw line, and then she was able to find Mick for some in rhythm shots right around the basket in that after I called a little spirited timeout in the third quarter.
Michaela, so I know we talked in practice about you kind of stepping into a leadership role this year. How do you feel like you kind of did with that directing on defense, just without JP, so it's really just you and Lindsay kind of as those returners?
I think I could have done it a little bit better. I think that I really wasn't on the court as much this game, but just finding ways to off the bench, finding ways to put my teammates in the right spots is something that I can grow in. But I think that I didn't have that much time to do it on the court, so just continue to grow in that.
Could you talk about what Natalie Chow brings to the team and what you expect from her going forward?
Yeah. Did you notice how they said your name tonight, by the way?
Oh, yeah, they said it right.
That was,
I like it.
but it's Natalie Cho, that's what reminded me of it, so no big deal. But I think this is the first year we've said Michaela's name right, so, you got 2 more years, don't worry about it. But I think Natalie brings us just a versatility, a big guard who can do multiple things. She can shoot it well, but I really liked how she got on the rebounds tonight. That was the biggest thing. I know she was frustrated because she didn't shoot it very well, but I kept telling her, you're not just a shooter. But she's a really versatile, long, big guard that can post up. She can shoot the pull up. She does a good job from the 3-point line. And really, I want her to start to see herself as someone who can affect defensive plays too with her length. And we need her to. So I think right now, the thing that she's brought to us the most is in our first 2 scrimmages. She didn't shoot it well today, but she has been shooting it really well. And so she's brought us a great lift that way from 3-point shooting. But rebounding's been the other one. We need help on the defensive glass. And I think that's something, I'm not going to say a concern, but that's something we're going to have to really dig in on because we can't rely on our size. And so I think that that's something that we really need her to step into.
Charisma, could you walk us through the last play of the first half?
Azala made it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I thought Jaden was about to do something, try to score, but I knew the time was running down, so I knew I had to get a shot off, so I just tried to shoot it, get some preparation.
Sorry, 2 more questions? Or none? Again, I genuinely want you to know, and Sue knows this and Joy knows this, but I am really big about giving more coverage to our women. And so thank you so much for being here. We need you, we appreciate you, and please tell your friends about it, tell their great stories. They deserve it.